What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 4, and in this video, we are going to be finding out if you can rally a Formula Drift car. Now, if we were to leave this thing rear-wheel drive, that would be basically a resounding no. Everybody would fly past us, and that would be the end of that. However, I have converted this car to all-wheel drive. I have also converted it to single turbo. I will show you guys the power figures because they're kind of silly. This engine is now producing a ridiculous 1,737 horsepower and 1,801 foot-pounds of torque out of a 2,990-pound chassis. Less than 3,000 pounds and over 1,800 foot-pounds of torque. That's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. And as you can see, it is running all-wheel drive. Now, I have a very specific tune on this car, and you cannot put rally tires on this car. I have already tried. There is no option. It just doesn't exist. And platform and handling, the only thing you can do is upgrade the brakes, and to be honest, I like the way the brakes that come with it look because you got the cool dual rear calipers, and obviously the drivetrain, as you can tell, is fully built because we needed that in order to get rid of the 4-speed and get the 6-speed. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the 4-speed a lot, and the 4-speed makes a lot of sense for the Formula D application, but this is a little different. So I've got, like I said, a very specific setup on this car right now, and I'll show you guys what I mean in a bit. Although we are going to change something, the ride height has to go all the way up because we are going off-road. Now, this is my differential setup. It's a little weird. It's 5% on acceleration and 0% on deceleration in the front. The rear is 100% on acceleration and 75% on deceleration with a 70% balance to the back. This is a setup that I have been working on for a couple of days now. This is not a setup that I've just now created. Although, however, this setup is intended for drifting and not for, well, not necessarily drifting, but basically it's intended to score as many drift points in a drift zone with an all-wheel drive car as possible. But this is the very first time I've driven it with it lifted up. So let's see how it drives. I'm assuming the only difference is it's just going to be a little floppier. And I feel like we would be right. I mean, it feels like it did before. It just feels a little floppier. And basically what this car feels like to drive is it feels like a unicorn on crack, effectively. Like it feels like a unicorn that decided it wanted to it feels like a unicorn that decided it wanted to become a man. But no, like it just feels like I took a lot of inspiration from how the unicorn drove. And I was like, oh, God, look at the way it loads up the suspension. That's weird. But, like, okay, let's take this thing onto the dirt for the first time. Now, it can get away with a lot because it has so much power. However, power can only get you to get away with so much. Now, it does accelerate out of the corners like a rally car, but I still have a feeling that the other rally cars in the game are going to be able to outrun us. Like, I feel like they're going to be able to outrun us even with, like, all of this power. I feel like even with all of this power, they're still going to be able to give us a run for our money. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and find a dirt race, preferably one that we haven't done yet. Like, that's a circuit. You know what? Let's run a circuit. A circuit will be simple. It'll be a track that we can learn quick, and it'll be a track that we can really get to grips with and find the line in a really short period of time. So that'll be, I think, our best bet for not only seeing if this works, but also seeing if we have a chance of winning. Because whether or not we have a chance of winning remains to be seen. And the only reason why I lifted the car up is because I wanted to have there's a drift zone here that we've done. There's a drift zone here, and I was like, wait, have we done it? And I was like, yes, we have. So I guess this falls into the category of extreme track toys, and I don't think I've ever set up a dirt race under the extreme track toys category before, but this is going to be so weird. It shouldn't it shouldn't work. It so shouldn't work. But if it does, I mean, hell, way more power to it if it does. Because if it does, I'll be over the moon about it if it does. But with that being said, I am going to convert it back. I am going to drop the suspension back down to the ride height that I had it at before, because I want to use this car for other purposes as well, not just rallying. Well, the all-wheel drive definitely gives it an advantage right off the bat. My big thing is, can it slide through corners while keeping up with everybody? And the answer so far looks to be like a yes. Woo! It's also at night and raining, so this is definitely not optimal conditions. However, you know what I'm noticing about this car? You can be sloppy as hell, and it's a bit of a cheat code. That worked. Like, there's only one way you can drive it. You have to drive it with the throttle, and you have to slide it around. Otherwise, it will just understeer plow. It'll just plow off the track. And you will find yourself sometimes using the walls to bring you back into line. But in the first lap alone, we worked our way up to right behind the leader. And I am about to see if that... What the hell was he doing? Boy! Boy! Where do you think you're going? Oh my god. Did you see, like, the right side of the suspension was just, like, progressively just bouncing higher and higher and higher, and I don't know if that was a good thing or not. I feel like it wasn't. Oh, geez. If you could just, like, not, that would be great. Oh my god, I need to catch this guy. The gap is huge between, like, me, first place, and then, like, everybody else. Oh, he screwed up, though. But so did I. Like I said, like, this thing has no grip other than some of the grip that you put through it. So, like, when I say put through it, I mean, like, you know, when you floor the throttle, that's pretty much all you get. Like, it has no actual, like, front end grip that you can actually rely on. The only grip that this thing gives you is from power, which is such a weird concept to think about, but when you think about it, like, it's true. Hi! Miss us? This part sucks because my line has always, like, has constantly been off for it, but, like, and I know there's gonna be guys that are gonna be in the comments and be like, oh, you suck at driving. It's seriously, try to go win a race in this car, in this setup. I mean, I'm sure you could do it depending on the track, but my god, and apparently I picked one of the more technical options, but still, like, out of the tracks I could have chosen, I picked one of the more technical options. But, like, I feel like if you've got straightaways, yeah, you're gonna win, but, oh, I think this is gonna be a second place finish because, my god, that car, it's just... It's so dumb. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, it works, but it doesn't at the same time. I'm going to take it to a more open circuit because, well, I feel like if I take it to a more open track, then it'll have a much higher chance of actually doing what it's supposed to do. So this looks like a more open track. It's also a point-to-point race. So with a point-to-point race, I feel like we're going to be having a lot more luck with the open straightaways than some of these other races that are a lot more technical. And it's also not it's light, but it's not small, and it still has mass to it. So you also don't really get away from that. And I think the big thing that we can't forget is the tires. The tires really, really hold this car back. You know what I mean? Like, the tires that are on it, because we can't put a rally tire on it, and that hurts it so much in this application. Now, to be fair, we are taking it way out of the realm of what it's supposed to be able to do, and I understand that. You know, we're not doing what this car was made to do in any way, shape, or form. So the fact that it even finished second in the previous race is pretty admirable. So let's go. Hello. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's very similar to the section from the last race. God, you have to be just hammer freaking down all the time. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I'm saying that that's completely, like, against even, like, general all-wheel drive driving. Like, it's... I mean, I get that in some all-wheel drive cars, yeah, like, hammer down all the time is the rule, but, like, this, if you're not, like, hammer down almost all the time, you're losing. You know what I mean? And it makes sense because, like, that's like how this car is set up to drive. But again, and also it's completely out of the realm of what this car was supposed to be made for. But holy crap, though, it's still not going to be a wall rider. Let's not do that. Little dab of brakes on the way in. And then right back, just like laying on throttle. And the only thing it'll do is rotate, so you have to use that in some positive way. Like, there's no way you can try to not make it rotate. You can't grip drive this car. It's practically impossible. And you may not believe it, but like one of the hardest parts, if not the hardest part about this car, is getting it slowed down. I mean, the brakes are good, but slowing it down into a corner just sends it sideways. So, like, people that can grip drive are already faster than you at that point alone. Oh, we may have a shot. Well, actually, I doubt it because we're so close at this point, and he's already taken off. Yeah, he's grip driving it all the way. Like, dude, this thing just can't grip drive. And again, finished second behind the same drivatar that we finished second behind the last time. But, God. So it's one of those, does it work? No. Will it, yeah, will it rally? No. No, not at all. It doesn't work. I mean, is it fun? Sure, if that's what you're into, but I think this thing should stick to what it's actually good at. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click that like button. Tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of it. And while I do donuts in 6th gear, please do hit that subscribe button. And I'll see y'all next time. Talk to you guys later.